In this video, we are going to take a look at BitLocker. We'll try to understand how BitLocker works, what is BitLocker, and why you should use BitLocker. We will also try to understand how to remove or unlock or crack BitLocker encryption and how forensic investigators, that is digital forensic investigators, decrypt BitLocker encryption without the recovery key. So this video is a comprehensive summary of BitLocker and it explains everything that you need to know about BitLocker, from using BitLocker to how BitLocker works and how to crack it or unlock it. So without wasting time, let's start with the video. In this episode of Simply Explained, we are going to talk about BitLocker. So what is a BitLocker? A BitLocker is a computer hard drive encryption and security program released by Microsoft Corporation as a native application from Windows Vista, and it is available from Windows Vista Enterprise and Pro Edition to Windows 10 latest Pro editions. BitLocker is natively available in Windows 7 Enterprise and Ultimate Edition, Windows Vista Enterprise and Ultimate Edition, and Windows Server 2008, R2 and 2012 operating system versions. It is a hard drive security and encryption program that protects the drive's content and data from offline attacks. So what does the term offline attack means? So for example, if you have a flash drive or a hard drive, and if someone physically tries to unplug it from your computer and takes it home, for example, let's say your company creates softwares and application, it may be Android application, iOS application, or even Windows applications. So you might have source code on your computer. So one day a developer is fired and an employee is fired and removed from your company. Now the employee tries to take the hard disk home with him to sell the software, and all your source code is inside the hard disk. Now over here, if the company has used an encryption like BitLocker or even something like TrueCrypt, the hard disk won't be accessible by the employee and it will be locked and it cannot be opened. The data cannot be retrieved in any other computer. BitLocker is primarily designed to prevent a user's data or even a company's data from being viewed, extracted, or retrieved in case a drive is stolen. It doesn't protect a system when it's running because the online operation live protection is maintained by the operating system itself. A BitLocker is basically something that protects the data from being viewed, retrieved in another computer. BitLocker uses an AES encryption algorithm with 128-bit key and even 256-bit keys to encrypt disk drives, partition, volumes, and in fact flash drives. It protects the data when a hard drive is stolen and is being used on another computer, or when someone has physical access to the drive. To access the drive in an offline mode, BitLocker requires a security key known as the recovery key. BitLocker is generally aimed towards individual users who may fall prey to computer or laptop theft. By the way, this video was sponsored by Elcomsoft Disk Decryptor software, and Elcomsoft basically makes forensic investigation tools. So while investigating, you might have a drive which is encrypted with BitLocker and you might want to see the contents of the disk or the drives. So there are methods which are explained in our previous video via which you can remove or disable BitLocker encryption and even other encryptions like TrueVault and even TrueCrypt. Elcomsoft basically provides and develops softwares for forensic investigators and allows them to create and generate recovery key with memory dumps and various other methods. So a detailed video on how to use Elcomsoft Disk Decryptor for forensic investigation is available on this channel. So now let's try to understand how to use BitLocker, and before installing and using BitLocker, let's try to take a look at BitLocker's system requirements. To run BitLocker, you will need a Windows PC running on one of the OS flavors mentioned above, that is Windows Vista or above with Enterprise and Ultimate or Pro Edition. Plus, you also need a storage drive with at least 2 partitions and a trusted platform module, that is TPM. So TPM is basically a special chip that runs an authentication check on your hardware and software firmware. If the TPA detects an unauthorized change in your computer hardware, your PC will boot in restricted mode to determine the potential attackers. So, for example, if an attacker tries to change your hard drive or even adds an extra hard drive to copy the data inside your computer, a TPA chip will basically restrict the hard disk use and will prevent a potential attack. If you don't know whether your computer has a TPA or multi-partition, don't sweat. You can just open up BitLocker and it will check the system requirements that are required to use BitLocker. Now let's try to learn how you can use BitLocker. Step 1 is to open Windows control panel and type BitLocker in the search box, or you can directly search it in the search bar. So you need to click on Manage BitLocker option and turn on BitLocker. Now BitLocker will check your PC's configuration to make sure you have supported Windows encryption method and if you have TPM module supported, and if it is off, you need to turn it on in the BIOS. Now once TPM is turned on, which you can do in the BIOS by pressing F10, you can encrypt your drives, partition and even flash drives using BitLocker. So the method is quite simple. You need to choose either of the following options. You can use a smart chip called TPM, or you can use something known as recovery key and even save the recovery key file, which can be later used to decrypt the data. So that was all for BitLocker. In case if you want to learn more and if you are interested into technology, then I would strongly suggest you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we keep on uploading regular videos and regular tech videos in that matter. If you liked our video, then I would strongly suggest you to hit the like button, and if you are into tech, then I would suggest you to subscribe and press the bell icon to get notification as soon as we upload newer videos. Again, it's me Priyank and you are watching Simply Explained.